Welcome to the Systematic Magic Podcast with Vance Morris. How to outserve, outmarket, and outprice your competition in any economy. Based on Vance's 10-year career with the Walt Disney Company. Every episode is jam-packed with strategies, tactics, and examples to propel your business to the next level. The episodes are quick and to the point. You are meant to take action. As Vance says, you won't profit unless you implement. Now, on to our episode.
The one thing that really separates Disney from so many other companies, regardless of what industry you're in, is they have a mission. And I'm not talking about a mission statement. I'm talking a mission that the basic entry-level employee can wrap their head around. And Disney's mission is make people happy. And every employee can wrap their head around that.
Hi, and welcome to today's episode of the My Future Business Show. I'm on the line with Vance Morris. Now, if you don't know who Vance is, you're just about to, and I don't think you're going to forget once we start talking about his experiences in business. He was the head of Disneyland in Florida. He has gone on to be a very successful on-stage speaker, speaking with the likes of Dan Kennedy. We're talking about Lou Ferrigno, Bob Brown, Joe Polish, and so many other huge names, not big names, huge names. So welcome to the show, Vance. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. This will be fun.
Yes, absolutely. Now, we're not going to be going scripted here. We are going completely unscripted because there's going to be some things on this call today that are going to blow your mind about process and one of the biggest brands in the world. Now, before we do that, Vance, I'd love if you could please to share a little bit about your background with the My Future Business audience.
Certainly. So I did start my business career at Walt Disney World down in Orlando. My crowning achievement down there was the creation and operation of a incredibly big restaurant called Chef Mickey's. It's the premier character dining destination. Still is, as a matter of fact, after all these years. And it really came down to all the systems and processes that we put in place. I eventually left Disney. Yes, people actually do leave. And actually, I took a real big turn and went from southern Florida up to New England and lived in Boston for a year and a half.
Just around the corner.
I hadn't seen snow in 10 years, and now, now here I am. So my travels have taken me down to Baltimore. I've worked in seafood restaurants. I worked for a retirement community for 5 years and ran that. We had 2,500 senior citizens there. And if you ever thought that somebody complained at your business and you get like onesie twosies, try serving the over 65 crowd. Unbelievable.
I can just imagine.
I would sit there and I would have, once a month, I'd have round tables with the residents over dinner. And to prove my point that everybody was just slightly off their rocker, I would ask, how are the vegetables this evening? And half of the table would say they're overcooked. Half of the table would say they were undercooked. And I can't win. I can't win.
Now, Vance, I'd love to know, you obviously are very busy. How does your lifestyle look when you're not focusing on serving the needs of others? Are you a very active person? What do you like to do?
Well, I will start off with I have 4 children, so that sucks up a significant portion of my free time.
Absolutely.
But no, I have one in college. I have a senior in high school who I hope to God he graduates this year. We haven't heard what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And then I've got a couple of middle schoolers. So right. Still have 3 at home.
It's very busy times.
Yeah, that and I took up kayaking.
Oh, well, there you go. That's the sort of thing I want to hear about. You got to,
yeah. So I live near the water. So yeah, we're about a half a mile from a river that feeds into the Chesapeake Bay here in Maryland. So I've taken up kayaking.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing some insights there. Now, Vance, For everybody who's on the call today, if you are into delivering an experience, if you like business systems and you enjoy having fun, I think you're going to get a big kick out of this. Now, if I can just for a second, Vance, share a little story that we spoke about earlier. I remember going from Australia to Los Angeles to one of the Disneylands over there. And I remember from the moment I got there, my heart was racing with excitement. I didn't know what was happening to me at the time. We lined up at the start of the day, and there were literally thousands of people in the line busting to get into this place. The gates open, we filtered through in an orderly fashion. It was all very, very choreographed. And looking back, I wonder why this was, Vance, and I'm wondering if you can share how they got it so right.
Through a lot of trial and error, certainly. I mean, what you've experienced was, 40 years of trial and error. I mean, Disney gets a lot of stuff right. Don't misunderstand me. But they also get stuff wrong. At the beginning, when Walt was opening up Disneyland there in California, I don't know if you've heard the story, but I mean, he was running out of money. I mean, he needed this thing to be open and opened quickly. Otherwise, his creditors were going to come after him. And so he ran out of money and didn't have enough money to landscape the front of the park. So he had somebody create signs with Latin names on them of the weeds and the plants that were growing out front. And he just stuck the name of the plant in Latin in front of it to make it look like that's where it belongs.
It was a feature.
What's that? Yeah, it's a feature. So, I mean, it hasn't always been that way, but I will tell you, the systems, my process, I call it systematic magic. And it's how do you take systems to create a magical experience? And it doesn't matter whether you're, a plumber, a home repair person, a dentist, it doesn't matter. Everything has to be system based.
Yes.
And I've taken that even in my small business that I still own. I don't think I mentioned that. I still own a Oriental rug and carpet cleaning business here in Maryland. And I implemented all the systems that I used to have in that business. And that freed me up to be able to go and do what I'm doing now, which is coaching and consulting with people around the world on how to create a great experience for themselves. But I couldn't do it without the systems.
Thanks for listening to the Systematic Magic Podcast. If you like what you heard, go to our website, deliverservicenow.com, so you do not miss a single strategy. Join Vance's crusade to eliminate poor client or patient experiences around the world. Go to deliverservicenow.com right now.